Right now, somewhere in the world, two parents are arguing in the kitchen, and just around the corner, their child is sitting on the floor, listening, quietly, and something inside that child is changing forever. Most parents think their kids don't understand. They think because they lowered their voices, or waited until bedtime, or argued in a different room, their children are protected. They're not. And here's the part that will genuinely shake you. The damage doesn't come from what kids hear, it comes from what they feel and what they silently decide about themselves. Let me tell you about a little girl named Maya. She was 7 years old, bright, funny, the kind of kid who drew pictures of rainbows on the back of grocery receipts. And every single night she would lie in bed listening to her parents fight through the wall. Not screaming, just that cold, sharp kind of arguing. The kind where every word lands like a door being slammed. Maya never told anyone. She just started having stomach aches every morning before school. The doctor said she was fine. She wasn't fine. Because here's what nobody tells you. When children hear their parents fight, their nervous system doesn't just register it as noise. It registers it as danger. Real, physical danger. Their little hearts race. Their cortisol spikes. Their bodies go into the same survival mode as if they were being chased by something. And if that happens enough times, their brain literally rewires itself around fear. Researchers at University College London found that children who are regularly exposed to parental conflict show measurable differences in brain structure. Specifically in the areas that process threat, their brains become hypervigilant, always scanning, always bracing. Even when everything is calm, their body is waiting for the next storm. Think about what that does to a child trying to learn, trying to make friends, trying to just feel safe inside their own home. But wait, it gets deeper than that. Children don't just witness conflict. They absorb it, they internalize it, and somewhere in that developing little mind, they start writing a story about why it's happening. And almost always, that story is about them. Kids don't think, my parents are struggling. They think, something is wrong with me. Maybe if I was better, maybe if I was quieter, maybe if I didn't ask for so much. That's the part that destroys me. A child who has done absolutely nothing wrong, carrying guilt that was never theirs to carry, and they carry it quietly. Into school, into friendships, into their 20s, into their own relationships. Dr. John Gottman, one of the most respected relationship researchers in the world, spent decades studying families. And what he found was this. It's not whether parents fight that matters most, it's how. Children who witnessed unresolved hostile conflict became adults who either avoided all conflict entirely or exploded in it. They never learned the middle ground, because nobody showed them. Now here's where the story shifts. Because Maya, that little girl with the stomach aches, she's 26 now, and she told me something that stopped me cold. She said, I don't actually remember what my parents fought about. Not a single argument. But I remember exactly how it felt to lie in that bed. And I still feel it sometimes. When my partner raises his voice even slightly, my body goes somewhere else completely. That's not weakness. That's a nervous system that was trained in childhood to survive, and it never got the memo that the danger was over. So what do we do with this? Because here's the truth, and I want to say this gently. No parent is perfect. Conflict in relationships is real, it's human. Pretending it doesn't exist isn't the answer. Faking a happy marriage in front of children doesn't protect them either. Kids see through it. They always do. What actually protects children is something most parenting books skip over entirely. It's repair. When children see their parents argue and then actually come back together, apologize, talk it through, show that love is still there even after the hard moments, that teaches something extraordinary. It teaches that conflict is survivable, that relationships can hold tension and still hold each other. Researchers call this conflict resolution modeling, and the data on it is remarkable. Children who witness healthy repair after conflict actually develop stronger emotional resilience than children who grew up in homes where conflict never appeared at all, because real life has conflict, and they've already seen how to navigate it. That one moment, where a parent says to another, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that, and means it, that moment echoes. It echoes through a child's life in ways you will never fully see, but they will feel it, in how they love, in how they fight for their own relationships, in whether they believe deep down that people who hurt each other can still choose to stay. Maya told me one more thing. She said her parents never once repaired anything in front of her. The fighting would stop, the silence would come, and everyone would pretend the next morning was a fresh start. But nothing was ever said, nothing was ever fixed. She spent years thinking that's just how love works. You fight, you go quiet, you survive. It took her a long time to learn that love could actually look different. So, if you're a parent, and you fight sometimes because you're human, this isn't about guilt, it's about awareness. Your children are not just watching your love story, they are learning from it. They are building their own emotional blueprints from the raw material of your home. And the smallest moments matter more than you know. A lower voice, a hand reached across the table, a sorry that's actually said out loud, a hug that happens before the day resets. These things are not small to a child watching. These things are everything. If this video made you think about your own childhood or your own home right now, share it with someone who needs to hear it, not to judge anyone. But because awareness is where change begins, and somewhere a little kid is listening, and they deserve to feel safe.